Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome back to Amnesia, The Dark Descent, where we have one very clear objective. There is a man waiting at the bottom of this castle, perhaps beneath the very stones of Brennenburg itself.
It sure is dark in here.
Yes, and there's a good reason for it. But you can light the lamp now if you wish.
What's the reason for the darkness, that is?
Stay close. Be careful not to stray.
What's the reason? Why is it so dark?
Pay attention, Daniel. It's important that you keep going straight and make sure not to stray.
Huh. Because of the monsters? I bet it's because of the monsters. And then lighting the lamp lures the monsters, but I'm sure there's going to be a point in which monsters do show up. Now, it's at this point that the game is going to become a lot more difficult. So there's clearly an open door. I could go there. But then again, said monster may have made his way into that room. Also, this seems like a shortcut that exists for reasons. So I am going to use it. And it looks like there is some more oil. Excellent. You know, I wonder if that refills no matter, like, it's always like a set amount of oil that comes out of. There we go. Nope, that was not good enough. Oh, here we go. So yeah, at this point everything's going to be much more difficult because we actually have enemies to deal with. However, there is I have already played Soma, which I had forgotten to mention. I think I forgot to mention. And Soma does have its own... damn. I got hit by the... goo on the wall. But Soma also has enemies that can damage your sanity, or should I say, damage yourself when you're looking at. He crashed this surface. The dark Atlantic waters smothered him as he struggled to make sense. I was not paying attention to that message, and I did not get the whole thing, unfortunately. Oh. I got plunged in a world of darkness and wasn't even paying attention. Nope. I want to say there's an enemy in... don't know what that switch actually did. But I cannot change it. There's an enemy in Spooky's ghost mansion that behaves a little bit like this, and that I cannot be in the water. Because staying in the water makes noise, and I cannot see the enemy if not for these splashes. Oh, let's see. Ooh, health. That is very useful because I did take a few cuts and bruises throughout. Wait. Nope, we want to keep that on. Now, here's the question. Do I risk going there? There's nothing. Can he hit me while I'm on a box? That is something I do not know. And what is this? Is this the shadow that he was talking about earlier? Okay, so I'm guessing that I missed a switch for this. So let us head back to that other room in which I kind of gave it a cursory search. Nope. But the more time that I spend, unfortunately, means that the less time I'm gonna have to see, because I only have so much lamp oil. And I can't see any switches that I might have missed. Nope, I cannot jump there. So it does not seem like I missed something, but I could be horribly, horribly wrong. Can I can't seem to lift it that high. And there are no boxes for me to move. So I'm going to try to just kind of make do without my light for a while. Hope for the best. It's probably going to have a terrible damage on my sanity. There doesn't seem to be anything over there. Huh. Okay, I think I got it now. I am timed. To get through that gate, I need to run for it. Well, I need to run for it anyway, in order to escape said monster. There we go. And then this guy, I can just throw him a torso. How about somewhere over there? Eventually pick up this oil. Ah. It took me too long to figure out how to turn this wheel. Okay. Ah. Go after bait. That's what bait is for. Go after it. Yeah. I try to tell him to go after the bait, but... Oh, God. That's what I've been trying to do, game. Weren't you paying attention to the distractions I was laying out? Clearly the answer is no. But hey, at least the checkpoints are well done. Alright, so you can have... Nope, that is not a good place for bait. Spin, 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 spin. Okay, good enough. You know, if you want to make a horror game, but you don't really know what the monster is going to look like, Hollow Needle, just make an invisible monster, a strong surgical needle. But for what purpose? Oh, I need the Hollow Needle to do that. And I am free from those tunnels. Something large brushed against his leg, and he felt himself being dragged along by the current of the beast. He pushed himself above the surface. "Help!" he cried, as the ocean swallowed him again. Okay. So at least I've got light in here, even though there's still tons of water. Ah. Oh, I'm getting trapped by physics and terrible door barriers. There we go. Damn you, physics. Ah. Okay. I think I can still live, even though I've taken quite a few shots to the face. That might be this shadow that's been chasing me. I don't know offhand, but it is mentioned once. Definitely creates a little bit of a variety to the exploration. He felt himself being hoisted out of the ocean. The lacquered hull of SS Hortensia glittered in the soothing warm yellow light of the setting sun. He turned his head to the calm ocean reaching towards the Portugal and thought, "Is this another dream?" Alright. This seems a lot calmer. I can... Oh, I think this is the area that has the fountain in the center, if I remember correctly. Yep. And, geez, just look at this fountain. Would you drink water out of this fountain? I mean, maybe if you were at the H.R. Geiger bar, which is definitely a place I would like to go to one day, but anywhere else, like if you were in a spooky mansion filled with spookiness, but at least my sanity is crystal clear. Now, I don't remember what you're expected... Oh, hold on. There are 3 channels? Oh, no. There's just one channel. It kind of circulates some circles on itself. So I have the choice of going to... the storage room. And I think there should be another couple of rooms. The guest room. The study. And where are...
You have an ascending room. Will it take us to the inner sanctum?
It will definitely take care of the vertical part of our journey. So, you have ridden an elevator before?
Yes, the Colosseum at Regent's Park has one. It takes you to the gallery where you can view the panorama.
Good. This ride might be a little longer, and in the other direction.
Down to hell! Okay, so that's the machine room. And I need to access the machine room in order to turn on the elevator. Find a way to start the engine. Which I would imagine would be through in here, but it's locked. Of course. Alright, so let us enter the study and see where it takes us. Is this another dream, he thought, and screamed at the top of his lungs. Okay, everything seems nice and calm, at least for the moment. Let's enjoy this moment while it lasts. Even though I'm pretty sure it's pretty obvious that moment is only going to last so long. And oh, nope. I've got a lot of these tinder boxes. I probably should start using them. That way I don't have to necessarily rely on the lamp oil, just to do some basic exploration. I don't know what I'm looking for in this study, but I would imagine I have to go through all the areas. Letter regarding the discovery of an orb. To my most trusted student and friend, Johann Weyer. The most remarkable thing happened as I was traveling through the Prussian woods this summer. I finally found one of the orbs I've been looking for the last 20-odd years. It is inexplicable as the Heliodromus described it in the Quartus Conclusus. It was as it was told about, an underground Mithraic temple crowned with the unearthly artifact. The orb was big enough to fill my cupped hands, and the texture was smooth and jagged. Those are contradictions, sir. Smooth and jagged are contradictions. How is it both? It's color washed while rich. It's color washed while rich. Again, contradictions. Contrast is not enough to describe its nature. It was an impossibility, an artificial paradox captured within stone. I was staying in a nearby village called Aldstadt, investigating one of the antique trails. When I finally found the cavern, I went inside, and suddenly I could verify the truth of these enigmatic artifacts. They were real. As you can understand, this is the most important discovery of my life, but it has also become my greatest fear. As I entered the underground chamber, I could feel that I was trespassing. Because of my curiosity, I did my best to fight these instincts and fetched the orb from its place. I scrambled out of the chamber and into the woods. I could sense something was following me. It bayed loudly as it closed in. The beast, this guardian of the orb, was relentless in its pursuit. I made my way to a nearby ravine where I stumbled upon some men fishing in the lake. I tried to warn them as I passed, but fortunately they remained as I continued my escape. When I heard their cry of pain echo through the valley, I felt such a tremendous sense of relief, thinking I would be spared. Suddenly a blue shimmering light engulfed me, and the colors of the forest were washed away before my eyes. I kept running through the bleak surroundings. The trees had turned charcoal black with leaves of cinder. The ground covered in murky water. I pressed on through the drenched land as the glowing ember gave way to the rising wind and rained on me. I could hear pleading screams in the distance, and I joined in as pain and fear overtook me. I fell to the ground, gasping for air. This certainly must sound strange, but I had been carried miles away across the Alps, to a grassy field outside Genoa. The Guardian had taken the orb from me, but still, until this day, I fear its return. Sometimes I lay awake at night, listening for the howling cry I heard in the forest. It has been nearly a decade since that day, and I still haven't been able to write about the incident. The last time we spoke, you told me about your interest and ongoing research into the mythic orbs, and I realized I owed you the truth about my visit to Alstadt. Your friend and mentor, Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa. Who? Take that, bookcase. Alright. So, something's going on with the orbs. There was the orb that other guy found in Algier. In Algier? Yeah. Lights. And blood. But also lights. And that is always good.
Let's see what you have to offer. What a mess. I should have sharpened the saw, but I can sense it. It's definitely there.
Of course, then this leads to the question of what was he looking for? Either way, there's not much else. Oh, hold on. Canis lupus familiaris. After a short study, it is clear that the agitation found among humans can be found in the dog. Fear and pain induce stress, which seems to trigger an endogenous response, causing the animal to burst with energy. I believe that the catalyst is produced in the brain. It is difficult to determine exactly where and what it is, but I can sense it reeks of cosmic genesis. There is an inherent problem in harvesting this energy since the creature is bound to die from the exercise. I must refine this process of torture to enable any real work to be done. More experiments must be performed, but it seems that only human beings are able to produce the amount necessary. It might be their ability to appreciate the severity of the process that ultimately augments their experience of terror. Okay, so nobody was... Oh, there's still some heads of dogs over here. Nobody was having a good time here except perhaps Alexander of Brennenburg might have been having a good time. Further disappointment. The antiquarian's latest findings yielded nothing. I'm still unable to grasp the inner workings of life and its relation to the power I sense within. I shall pursue more books on the subject, but I suspect it will be in vain. Since no research has been made in my particular interest, I must attempt to fill that void myself. Clearly humans emanate more of the energy I seek, but I hope animals will suffice, as they would prove less of a hassle to acquire. Clearly, I read those two notes out of order. Okay. Because... it's bones! There's nothing more dangerous than a drawer full of skeletons. Except maybe a larger container of skeletons. Really, the danger increases with the size of the container and the amount of skeletons that are trapped within. Find another way around the rubble in the study. Well, I can't move these things. Okay. I mean, like, this would be the closest approximation of space. Unless there is another path that goes around the rubble in the study. In which case I might have to leave this area. Oh, it's probably this area. Let's see if there's something I could light up. There we go. Because I'd gone through here. Oh. Okay, so there does not seem to be a hole in the wall. Just a whole bunch of stacked bookcases. Okay, so I might need to go to a neighboring area. Specifically the guest room. The thin, cold mist brushed his face. He stepped outside. London weather could be cruel. Alright, so the lights are still on. Everything is great. Let us make ourselves a guest to the home. He returned the teacup to the saucer and picked up the orb as one would an apple, and pondered on the strange happenings.
My journal is gone. What would they want with my journal?
Do these cases... Well, if I can't keep them open long enough to actually grab what's inside, then exploring that area is a bit in vain as well. Alright. So there are some drawers. Some... Ooh, is that a health item? That is a health item. Fantastic.
2nd of July, 1839. I received a letter today from the Algerian governor's office disclosing the fate of Herbert's expedition. About a week after my departure, Abdullah, one of the men traveling with us, returned from the desert. He was badly injured, as if maimed by a lion. The man rambled deliriously about the expedition being attacked by something horrible. The French quickly dispatched a search party to look for the expedition. After searching for days, they found the camp abandoned without any trace of Herbert or his men. Tomorrow, I'll retrieve the things they recovered from Herbert's tent at the customs house. I don't know what to make of it, but I'm worried for him.
Also, on another note, let's sneak back to the back hall. He flipped through the Book of Monarchs, looking for etchings, and counted. 9 different kings from all of Europe had been depicted with an orb resting in their hands. Interesting, which presents the idea that the orb has been continuous through time and history. Professor Taylor was the second death caused by his damned curiosity. So Professor Taylor might have been working for Alexander Brennenberg, but he was killed because he found out what Alexander was working on. So I had assumed that the glass shattering was just for spooks. But actually, it is not just for spooks. Oh, and there's some oil right next to it, too. Excellent. And take this, Forest. Oh. This game has temporarily turned into a platforming game. A relatively easy platforming game, but still. Oh. It seems that whatever is affecting the castle is also affecting the forest beyond the castle, which is no good, because it presents the idea this kind of evil is permeating itself beyond its boundaries. When will it be my turn? Have I not shown restraint? My patience spans centuries. From where I came, mankind is not even wasted a breath, yet I bow to you. I've done so much for you, and I have gained nothing in return. Agrippa, I trusted you. It was I who, in all fairness, should have entered that gate. I don't know what you're talking about. Elevator renovation plans. Ellipses, the note. Emergency decelerator. This is amazing reading that everybody needs in their life. There are a lot of chairs in this game. Maybe if I throw a chair at that, will increase the amount of wood in comparison to... flow cycle rod seems important. If the elevator breaks down again, make sure to use the steam engine to build up pressure before channeling it into the machinery. Adjust the levers to get the right amount of pressure inside the chamber. The meters should read up 8 and down 8. Make sure the flow is set according to the following chart. Trinity steam set functions, 4-phase amplitude, and complete steam flow cycle. So I've just picked up the flow cycle thingy, so note that the machine will not check proper configuration until all rods are inserted. Yeah, I just picked up the flow cycle rod. So I need 2 more pieces, and also the key to the machine room. I would imagine I would be getting... Ooh, hello. Excellent. Very, very useful. Now, I will be very careful. This is definitely not the smoke monster from Lost at work. No, damn it. I was trying to tread carefully. It's not my fault that this really isn't a platform game. Oh, but once again, generous checkpoints. Okay, run and jump. And run and jump. And run and jump again. And one last time. Okay. That accomplished, let us return to the study again. I am in the study. Let us return to the guest room again. Sir William Smith had been marked. There was no way for him to know that the young man from the other day cast such a terrible shadow. This room has not turned into its more spooky variation just yet. He panted heavily, trying his best to keep himself from screaming. The medicine cabinet had been overturned and lay collapsed on the floor. He reached out through the broken glass door and grabbed all the sedatives he could find. Okay. This door is stuck. Wait. Does the fireplace have anything to do with that? I will light it anyway and see what happens. No, it has nothing to do with that. Oh, and more oil. What if I throw this at the door? It does nothing. Fantastic. Wait. Okay. There should be a switch, maybe? A button? Nope. Crowbar. Fantastic. That makes a lot more sense than having a switch in a coat room or in a dresser that's in a different room than the door that is locked.
3rd of July, 1839. Today I picked up Herbert's things at the customs house. I dug through the trove of documents he had carried and found a log detailing the expedition. The nature of this text ranged from quick notes to colourful accounts of transpired events. I skimmed the pages, trying to figure out what might have happened. May 17th, the day I was trapped inside the orb chamber, Herbert dryly states, "Recovered Daniel after 1 hour of entrapment." This confused me greatly. I was suffocating within minutes. How could I have lasted an hour? I continued reading the peculiar text. Herbert states his facts without judgment or passion, but suddenly I could read frustration into his text. He pushed his men to investigate the underground tomb, an effort which seems to have strained the minds of his men. Madness spread through the ranks, and Herbert had to take some extreme measures to continue. He finally visits the chamber himself, where he retrieves the orb to the surface. His account confuses me greatly. If he has the orb, what are those pieces in my drawing room?
Oh, the mystery. Either way, let's pry this door open and see what is on the other side. Oh, now I have to... There we go.
The key. Please, let it be here. Fourth of July, 1839. It's done. The orb is assembled. I was awakened by an exhausting nightmare. Shaking and sweating, I retired to the drawing room with a cup of tea. The relic pieces lay spread across the table as I'd left them, but somehow I knew how it was supposed to be. I fetched the tar, which I had prepared to fix the pieces together, and without fault I joined them, producing the orb I remembered so clearly. The tar proved unnecessary. It was pushed out from the joining pieces as they merged on their own, with no adhesive. The ancient stone relic now rests on my table. Its immaculate surface and perfect shape could have been molded by a factory. This is all too strange.
So... Do I have to worry about somebody coming into the room? I guess I do have to worry about somebody coming into the room. Also, I suppose now we can talk about another one of these first-person horror games where you're stalked through the shadows. Alien Isolation. As it's a game that... Does that door mean he left? As it's a game that presents you with this opponent that cannot be defeated with... It gives you guns. It gives you guns pretty quickly, and then gives you an opponent that cannot be defeated with said guns. Okay. Like it gives you, like, one of the first weapons you find is a pistol, and then the alien shows up and you're not expected to actually use the pistol on that guy. Also, wasn't there supposed to be a key in here? What did I acquire from here that I needed? Oh, hello.
Oh, thank God, there it is. I guess it is a good place to hide it then.
Oh, it's inside the jar. Okay. And there's the key to the machine room. Fantastic. The strange letter frightened him, but it was also the only one which offered some comfort. A lot of contrasting images here. The stone was jagged but smooth. The letter was frightening but comforting at the same time. Okay, let us head off to the storage room, as there is undoubtedly stuff to be acquired there. He flipped through the Book of Monarchs, looking for etchings, and counted. Did I read this one? 9 different kings? Yeah, I have read this one. It's a problem not caused by the game's repetition of loading text, but the fact that I spent several occasions going through multiple doors. Let's use some of these tinder boxes. Let's see, what does this diary page want us to... The darkness in the storage feels strange and unnatural. What does that mean? Okay, so there are multiple paths I can go on. This path goes nowhere, but I've got some tinder boxes. Don't see anything I can light with it just yet, except for this torch back here, but it feels like it would be a bit of a waste. The drill part. Nope. Let's try to avoid this monster. You can stay in here, sir. I don't mind.
Please, let me go. I won't tell anyone, I swear. I just want to go home. No! Get away from me! Leave me alone!
Okay, it looks as though that monster got up. That door will not budge. And of course... damn it. The rubble from a cave-in is hindering further passage. Find a way through. So what can I do? I can jump on there, and then... Can I throw stuff at him? I could throw one thing at him. I really shouldn't be staring at him so much, and now I'm dead. Do not venture too far. What does that mean? Into the dark? Alone? And at the very least, I still have the drill bit. Nope. There is the man. The monster. Nope. You're supposed to stay on my side. Did the making of noise distract him? I'm hoping the answer to that question is yes. I also know that the making of light is also a distraction. Okay, he sees me. Ah, he is fast. So, I probably will not live, nope, long enough to... I can drag... There we go. But I need to find all the parts first. Okay. I will probably be killed. Yes, my sanity is dangerously low because there is a monster. I cannot see the light. Okay, so this is... It's the stealth part of the game that I find particularly frustrating. Because I didn't sign up for a stealth game. I signed up for a horror game. And to constantly have to deal with these basically all-powerful enemies who I find very difficult to kind of get around. Like, these are very kind of linear levels. Like, there's no path. Like, when I got cornered here before, I don't really have that much of a choice as to dodging any, or should I say hiding from him. There weren't really any closets or so to hide in. It's not, it doesn't make the game scary as much as it makes it frustrating. And then I need to turn on the light in order to keep my sanity from dipping too low. There's a drill part. Actually, I already have the drill part now because of the game's pretty decent use of checkpoints. And what have we here? Alexander, I've prepared the explosives you needed for clearing the flood drain. I can't stress enough how important it is that the mixture is handled with care. Please try to tell your feather-brained servants this before you go ahead with your plans. The liquids are not by themselves explosives and should be kept separated to avoid further mishaps. I have arranged 2 large vats in the next room for the ingredients. All you need to do is mix the liquids and you are ready to go. Okay. So there are liquids in the next room that I must mix together to create an explosive in order to get past the rubble. Let us turn on some lights. Definitely walk into a room backwards. That way, whatever is inside it will be a complete surprise. Oh, hold on. Oil, tinderbox, and health. Also, I don't see any chemicals, so I'm guessing this is not the next room. And I forget whether or not, like, one of these wine casks can be opened up. And I'm also wondering exactly where is the monster now. But I have all of the drill parts. Head is pounding and hands are shaking. Okay, I think I need the drill part in order to get into the wine cask, if I remember correctly. Okay. Luckily, I still have this chemistry pot. Now, where is the other tank? Which will have... Oh, I guess this is the neighboring room. I'm overthinking this. Oh, there it is. Let's light this candle so I don't need to worry about that. Alright, so now I got the explosive, which means I can get through the rubble. Hopefully I don't have to worry about sneaking past any monsters. Though I would not put it past this game to require me to do so. Because, hey, it's what it does. But if we stay very, very quiet, very quiet. Okay. That is a classy hint. Is it on a timer? Do I have to do something else first? Okay, so it's not on a timer? Or do I need to throw something at it? Let's try throwing something at it and hoping for the best. I missed. Let's try that again. I think I missed again. Okay, one more try before I just throw it point blank. Ah, there we go. It's not enough that you just have... Well, I suppose if it was just having the explosives was enough, like, then you would just kind of blow yourself up. By just carrying it. Ah. What do we have here? More tinderboxes. And some health. Which would be very useful if I lived long enough to escape any monster.
Why are you doing this? Get away from me!
Alright, so it was clear that people were tortured in the storage room. Yeah. And some pigs. It's too bad there isn't a machine for any of these pigs. Maybe I'll just take this knife and cut some things with it. Oh, hold on. At the very least, there are plenty of supplies. I can't hold this game back for not giving you enough supplies. Let's use that up. Now the trick is figuring out how much haul is actually here. Versus how much, nope. Oh, nope. Are there torches for me to light? Nope, hello, nope. So he attacks the door, and that's it? Do I want what's inside that door? Alright. Let us free him and find out. Just go to the fallen barrels. They draw you in. Their perplexing noise. Ah, damn it. No, don't go to the other side. Alright. We're gonna play it that way. Okay. Is there anything in here? There appears to be just tinder boxes, which is not really anything I care about. Okay, will this pursuing monster affect the cinematic? Yeah, she seemed pretty dead by that point. There's only so much begging you can do when you're being, holy crap, what's going on here? This fire seemed to have... Oh, yep. Touching the fire is not good for you. Alright. The wound is bleeding badly. Okay. A few cuts and bruises. Alright, all is good, except for my sanity. Ah, then there's the 4-phase amplitude rod and the Trinity steam rod. Okay, so I'm ready to go to the machine room. A full set of 3 rods is unavailable. There's 1 rod in the inner study rooms which might work in case the elevator breaks down again, which I already have. Unless it is absolutely necessary, always use the spare rods in the storage before using a mended rod. Makes me wonder exactly what using a mended rod will affect. But I'm done here. Let us proceed back. No. Let's run. Round. And just keep running. Not exactly the same message as from Finding Nemo, but just keep running works. At the very least, in This is the way I came from. Just keep running. Just keep running. Don't even look back. You don't need to look back. Nope, I can't jump over that. That would have been really, really cool, but I can't. This is clearly not that kind of game. That was close. Ah, no, is this when everything becomes spooky? Yes, it's now a fountain of blood.
Forget your bag, Daniel.
I won't, Herbert.
There is no shame in using a parasol in the desert. As it happens, it's imperative to your survival.
But it looks ridiculous.
The shade will hurt much less than dying, I assure you.
Okay. And where did this other body show up from? And what is this undulating mass? I guess some questions aren't going to have immediate answers. Thank you for watching. Questions, comments, recommendations for something to play next? Comment down below or send it on over to itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. That's itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. So long for now.